Today, Precarious plays Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I don't think that all of the shortcuts are available in every race. But see that little tent on the left that I just passed?
Yeah.
I think that might be available in this race. Wow, I might have made a mistake.
Too fast?
A little bit. Maybe.
Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah. Maybe for my current level of focus, you know?
Oh man, this really is a lawn chair. It's cool though. You know, the thing about pod racing that comes to mind most, I think one of the things that makes it pretty exciting is that it feels very, very yeehaw.
Yeehaw?
Yeah! Haven't you heard like all of those urban legends about people like putting rocket engines or bombs on the roof of their cars and then like launching themselves into the side of cliffs and stuff like that?
Yes.
Or like getting a hot air balloon and like getting enough helium balloons to lift off and then getting lost in the atmosphere. Or oh gosh, there are so many good ones. I used to care about these things. I don't so much anymore because I feel like a lot of times
Missed it.
what used to be fun stories now with the power of the internet turns into dangerous ideas.
Right, because everybody's like, oh, that got 1 million views. A broken arm's worth 1 million views, right?
Exactly. Or, you know, somebody will be like, let's poorly work out the math to do this and then sell the plans. Even though it's super not legal anywhere.
Sometimes it's so painful to see. Oh, there, I missed it. I'll get it next time. Sometimes, like, there's one video that the internet, like, just loves to just drop on you occasionally.
Yeah.
And every time what happened there?
I do not know.
That was a dainty little ding to blow up the whole pod racer.
You cornered it. Like when you hit your elbow. That was the elbow.
that was the elbow shot.
Yeah.
I didn't know pod racers had elbows.
Well, now you do.
Nope. See, that one was fine because I hit the brakes. I think
and not the elbow.
I think that maybe my speed has outstripped my my brakes.
I think so.
A bit. I think
this is the situation I was talking about. Well, not necessarily your brakes, but your brakes plus your coordination.
Yeah, because I've got to say, like, I think I've done better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Racing at this speed while talking.
Yeah.
I think that it's gonna get. We haven't gotten to probably my least favorite stage yet.
Yeah.
Oh, and I keep sliding up. So something keeps throwing me around when I'm up here. It's like I'm on top of a triangle, and I keep like sliding over to either side. It's very peculiar.
Yeah, I'm seeing that happen too now that you mention it.
But I wonder if that's just because the pod here, like the racer, is so narrow.
Maybe.
I think that maybe that's why people like Bullseye, because I know it's a name that I've heard before, and I don't actually like their narrowness here. It makes it feel very feels very touchy, you know? Like I just see it did it again.
Yeah, you keep bonking yourself, and you'd think a narrower craft would work better, but
I'm not trying to demonstrate that, by the way. I just keep doing it accidentally.
Into the tent,
yeah, this is the
blue.
This is the teleporting tent.
Oh, but what about that video that you were talking about?
Man jumps into a pool. It's solid ice.
No. Solid?
Yeah.
No.
It makes a horrible cracking noise.
No.
Yeah, just ice. It's a bit like that, but imagine if I broke my pod racer's elbow.
Yeah, anyways, so I used to love urban legends, and thanks to the internet, they're like not fun anymore. Because like before it was like a story that you tell and you repeat because it's funny and strange, but nobody's actually going to strap a rocket engine to the hood of their Ford Bronco and go take it off a cliff. Nobody's going to actually do that. But now it's like, well, I don't know. Let's get on Craigslist and find an old rocket engine.
The hell? I just broke my engine on the ground.
Yeah, that was weird. I think that this pod is weird.
I don't know if that was the pod. I think that they expect you to. I thought I was being clever.
No.
I was like, instead of going for a big jump, I'm going to. Instead of going for the big jump, I'm going to try to land quickly so I can boost on the ground, right? And I think that might have been a mistake.
Well, oof, that was a quickie turn. You're starting to, like, that's another thing. You really are going faster. It's not just numbers going faster, like you're moving through the environment and having to react faster. So really the engine that you get is limited by the reaction time that you're able to put in.
Yeah, and so the game doesn't really
like
warn you about that.
This is the first time I've felt it.
It's a new lap record. I love that voice. I love the announcement of your new lap record.
Oh, wow.
Should I turn the speed down? Should I get a slightly worse top speed part? I might not need to worry about it. I might have damaged my parts. There are two racers in particular, and I don't remember where you get them. No, I know where you get one of them. Well, that's actually one of them. Slide Paramita. Do you get Slide? Is he already available? He might already be available, actually. So the reason why I said there are 3.5 tournaments, there's sort of like the easy one, the middle one, and then the hard one. And then there's a half of one, which is invitational, and they're all super hard. I think... Does this one give you Slide?
Who's Slide?
My favorite racer.
Why? It's his charming good looks. Very obviously. Look how triangular he is.
He's got a cool pod racer, and I like how it handles. And I like the stats over. He's basically, the way I remember him, it might not be accurate, but the way I remember it, he's basically Anakin 2.0, mechanically speaking.
Have you seen
I can't remember. In the movie, was he like any sort of rival? Is he like a character?
There are really only, I would say, 3 characters of note from the film that are pod racers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be really twitchy. It's probably gonna be terrible. So there's Anakin, there's his rival, which I don't think you unlock until like the very end of things. Sebulba. Do I have the other one? And then I think probably the most famous other pod racer, I don't think I have him unlocked. I don't. He's like a bean. He's like a big bean. He's like a gourd man.
Okay.
And somebody sabotages his pod racer, so I think he like sets on the starting line for a while and then explodes. And I think that it's a green pod racer, if I remember correctly. I don't know if I've told you this. I had the big Lego set that had 3 of the pod racers from the films.
You did?
I did.
You
and
lucky dog.
One of the great childhood tragedies that I had is that I made the mistake of letting my brother and sister play with them at one point, and they were just reduced to a pile of Legos, which I mean I expected, but I also kind of thought that they were taking them apart with an interest in putting them back when they were done.
Yeah.
Which was foolish. I see that now.
But, you know...
Okay, this is the track that I'm thinking of. All of these tracks are quite difficult compared to everything else in the game. This one is hard because it's very open, as you'll soon see. I don't know if I can beat it as I am now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to focus because you have to make a lot of like split decision. There's a lot of split decision making, if I remember correctly.
So here's a question. It's been a really freaking long time since I watched these movies. Okay. What?
Yeah. They give you a lot of rope with which to hang oneself in this this track.
So,
like I might already be losing just because I picked the wrong path.
So if I... Oh,
Dick!
What? Oh,
Flipped me.
I know. That hasn't happened yet. I didn't...
It's pretty rare.
Yeah. Okay. Back to Anakin.
Right.
Humans are not supposed to participate in this sport because it's too fast for them, supposedly.
Right.
Based on what? Their skin flies off, their brain melts, they can't react
Reaction
fast
time.
Okay, I
if I remember
thought
correctly.
so. And so the reason that Annie, which I like to call him Annie because
Who
it's
doesn't?
cute.
Yeah.
I even like to call him Annie after he gets his fancy breather helmet. So
Annie Vader.
Annie Vader,
Respirator.
I just can't stand, I can't help it but make everything cute. It's just great. Annie Vader and his respirator, he's so brain good. It's the Force or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's because he's a Jedi that he can react this quickly.
Right. He's Force sensitive.
Okay.
Is the I think that's the term.
Okay, I thought I remembered that, but details get lost. Details get lost. I remember not very much enjoying those 3 films, though.
You are not alone.
They're definitely. I don't think that I've ever rewatched them. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe the first one, but I mean, like,
I have a small personal debt to the first one. Because it gave me this game.
Yeah. Well, I really liked.
And the Naboo Starfighter, which is also cool.
I really, really, really liked all of the costumes. Like, it's funny how, like, when something gets popular around me, I always fixate on, like, the weirdest part of it. Like, when Pokemon was like coming out as a card game, I collected the cards, but like never to play with them. I just liked the cards. I was like, look at these animals.
No,
They're fancy.
There's a different, I would say, less wholesome version of that same thing. You're not alone in that. Because a lot of people will just collect the cards as an investment.
No.
They thought that they were paying for their kids' college.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that at least somebody.
No,
at least
one
person
time.
did.
So when you used to go to the movie in the theater, the first Pokemon movie that ever came out, I went and saw it in theaters with my mom. I dragged her with me, and we both got Mew,
the holographic prehistoric Mew.
And I traded off either one or both of them for two stacks of cards that were much prettier and much cooler, and I had like a holographic Articuno and like
you are a monster for doing that.
I was like, yeah, this Mew situation is cool and everything.
You are a criminal.
I was not in it for.
I didn't know you could go over there.
I was not in it for the stamp collector type reasons. I was in it for my heart, and I got many of my favorite Pokemon.
That's dirty, because that Mew, you couldn't even play with it.
I know, but they were.
I guess you could,
those people.
The things were so simple.
Those people were collecting for the money, and they were like, "That's
no, they
super
weren't.
rare."
They weren't collecting for the money. They just thought they were. They were kids, and you accidentally took advantage of their dopiness, because that card was incredibly common because everybody that went to the movie got one. So however many tickets they sold for that movie, there are probably at least that many copies of prehistoric Mew.
No, I don't think so. I think that they stopped giving them out after a certain time of the premiere.
I think they probably just gave them out until they were out of cards, but I think because Pokemon was so big, they probably knew that they would need like 1 million copies of that card.
The point is that I traded that card, which in that conversation, they were like, oh, this is super rare and valuable and perfect. Oh.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I think the game just crashed.
How close were we to the end of an episode?
Past it.
Okay, we'll just try to fix it, and I hope that didn't break anything important.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.